Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. Are you all ready for another session of writing a checklist? Today, let me discuss with you all the process involved in writing a checklist. Before I step in, I would like to tell you all that this checklist is a compulsory question in your Anna University Technical English paper. There are a set of instructions to write this checklist. We will be discussing these instructions one by one. Let me define what a checklist is. A checklist is a list of items that people use to make sure that everything is in order before any activity is taken up. Secondly, a checklist is a list of things that one must remember to do. It adds one's memory and ensures that what you need to do is done without omission. The purpose of a checklist is to ensure that everything is properly done before any important activity. Hope you are all clear with this brief outline. Let's discuss in detail. Step number 1. First of all, when you write a checklist, ensure that you start writing your checklist using an auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verbs are nothing but helping verbs. Here, I have listed out some auxiliary verbs for your reference. Am, were, has, is, have, shall, and had. These are some examples. It's important that you add a question mark at the end of your checklist. So when you write checklist, ensure and re-ensure that you have added a question mark to your checklist. This particular part, that is putting a question mark at the end of a checklist. So dear students, do not forget this point. Keep it in mind always. Step number 3. Step 3 is proper planning. Before you start writing a checklist, plan and make a mind map so that you can be clear of arranging your checklist in a logical order. As you plan, jot down one by one on your paper, starting with an auxiliary verb and a question mark at the end. Step number 4. After each checklist, write yes and no check boxes and ensure that you tick in yes. By doing this, you are sure that you have done that particular task. Let me give you an example of a checklist so that you can be even more clear. Here's your question. Write a checklist to conduct an inaugural function of the English Club Association in your college. So now look at the table there. This is the format. This is how you should arrange writing the checklist. First of all, ensure that you start with an auxiliary verb. As I told you previously, look at the first sentence. I have started with have and the second one are. After each checklist, make sure that you end with a question mark. The next one is, don't forget to put yes or no boxes and a tick in the column marked yes. Now for this question, to conduct an inaugural function in your English club. The first one is, have I decorated the auditorium? The second one, are the banners and posters displayed properly? The third one, have I assigned students to receive the chief guest? The next, have I made the seating arrangements on the dais? Number 5, have I checked the functioning of the PA system? Have I prepared the order of events? Number 7. Are the student volunteers informed of their duties? Number 8. Have I kept water bottles on the stage? Let me now give you a quick recap of today's lesson. Plan and schedule your checklist. Make sure that you start your checklist with an auxiliary verb, and also kindly ensure that you end the checklist with a question mark. The next step is to put yes or no boxes after each checklist and make sure that you put a tick in the column yes. Try to give a minimum of 8 to 10 checklists in your examination. And after writing, you need to follow an important step. Do not forget to give a title. Hope this session was informative. Thank you all for being with us. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you all.